He helped pilot the Rams into the Super Bowl. 2nd down and 4 off play action. And Goff fires a strike complete to DJ Chark in 2 plays, and Detroit is quickly right out near midfield with a gain of 23. And all of a sudden you got Detroit at the 49-yard line. Another play fake. And Goff again, a little bit of a duck as he was disrupted as he threw it, but he's able to complete it right back to DJ Chark. On 3rd and 12, Goff out of the gun, complete, but work to do, and he won't make it to the sticks. Does make the field goal attempt a little easier. And Seibert off the upright.
3 wide receiver sets. Now with that fullback, play a little bit more of the hammer, if you will, in the run game.
Here they fake the toss and an easy pitch and catch, and a big gain out across the 40 for Ben Ellefson. Cousins drops the throw, and the pass is high. And Herb Smith wants a flag, but he won't get it. Can he do it again? No, pushes it to the right. So both drives stall out, both kickers miss opportunities to get their respective team on the scoreboard. Jared Goff was 4 of 4 on that opening drive, and he's going to go back to the air here. And he's 5 for 5. Dumps it underneath to Jamal Williams with a nifty move. And Williams able to take it all the way down to the 36-yard line. Will they snap it? Yes, Goff. Over the middle, caught. 1st down and more. And look who it is over the top. Amon-Ra St. Brown. We told you he's electric, he's explosive, he's fun to watch. It's on display there as he picks up 30. Williams in the backfield, he gets the call. Straight ahead, and he's in. Jamal Williams, touchdown Detroit.
Young budding stars in the coaching realm in the NFL.
2nd down and 6. And once again, it's Williams. So DeAndre Swift, who we did see in the first drive, dealing with a little bit of an ankle issue, and Williams is starting to be the workhorse here. They hand it to him, and straight ahead, 1st down and then some. Saw those first quarter stats, dominated by Detroit, 143 yards of offense after 15 minutes. They'd love to get to 144. They're going to look for more than that off the play fake. It's complete to Josh Reynolds. They're going to pop it to St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown weaseling his way down to the 5-yard line. There he is. They just like to get him the ball in as many ways as possible. So now 5 away from the all-time record. Again, he's got 8 or more receptions in 8 straight games. Off the play fake, swinging it out, complete, and into the end zone goes T.J. Hockenson, the tight end.
They sort of see some of the scoring go down. They said, okay, we'll pay a little more attention to this.
Cousins on a straight drop here, swings it to the outside. There's the fullback Ham. He can move, shifty at 250 pounds.
Since their performance earlier this week.
They were held to 264 yards and 7 points in that loss to the Eagles. But this drive they look in sync. Madison again, so a strong drive for Alexander Madison. 9 yards there. On 3rd down and 2, lofts a duck down the sideline and hauling it in. Herb Smith Jr., the tight end. What a catch for 17 yards. He missed all of last year with a torn meniscus. Happy to have him back and healthy. Now Cook, bouncing to the outside. He gets the edge. And it's going to be 1st and goal, Minnesota. So it sets the Vikings up here, trying to break that goose egg. Cousins fakes the toss, and back to the end zone, wide open. There he is, Adam Thielen, his 50th career touchdown reception. As they'll look to get a stop with 8:46 left in the second. Goff on an empty set. And an easy pitch and catch and a 1st down. And there is St. Brown once more with his 4th catch of the game. 200 yards on 20 carries coming into this one for Swift. To the air on 2nd and 7. And Reynolds able to spin around and pirouette.
Play support in the run.
Detroit getting up quickly. toward the sticks, caught but short. Hawkinson tried to stretch it out, but Josh Metellus. And they're going to go for it. Cousins fires a BB right to the line to gain, and old reliable Adam Thielen has it for a first down. So the veterans connect. Drive stays alive. Cousins back to the air, and another completion to the 25-yard line, and a flag comes in. A 1-1 battle in the NFC North. 3rd and 4, and a first down and more. Thielen down to the 4. First and goal, Minnesota. Detroit 2 timeouts. Vikings 1, should they need it. Cook bounces it outside. He's got the edge, and he's in. Touchdown, Vikings. And Goff drops it underneath. Nice little shake and bake, able to freeze a defender, and Swift gets a first down with a gain of 11. And they're going the other direction, pushed out of bounds. Hawkinson, after a short gain, shoved out by Metellus. Goff 17-23, but cannot get an important 18 completion. Solid defense there by Jordan Hicks. DeAndre Swift. Swift finds a hole on the right side of that offensive line. And Goff, here comes the pressure. Gets away and converts. Josh Reynolds. First down, and Detroit is now 4 of 5 on 4th down tries this afternoon. Goff rolling. Nowhere to go. Last second, fires it incomplete. Patrick Peterson knocks it free from Chark.
Not on a lot of young guys on this defense to step up.
Minnesota averaging over 5 yards a run, and they're going to get another big chunk here. Look at Cook staying on his feet for a couple extra. Cook one more time, and why not? Well, until you prove you can stop it. And 3rd and long here, and on the edge of field goal range. Pressure, Harris got in there. Shot out of a cannon. Again, he hit a 56-yarder week 1, and that is his career long. And he's pushed another one right from 56.
Number 39 for the Vikings is up top of the stack.
Where does Goff go? Pocket starts to close, and he finds number 14, Amon-Ra St. Brown, battling through that injury. Now the ball was jarred free at the end, but they're going to say he was down. Goff now 22 of 30. Hands it off. Williams, right side. Williams extends and scores. Back into the end zone, Jamal Williams with a 13-yard rushing touchdown, and Detroit extends their lead. The bat here, down double digits again. 2nd down and 6. There's Cook. And Cook with another first down run. Well, that has been their bread and butter. Cook is now getting up towards 100 yards on the day. Even after we fell behind, he wanted to make it a point of emphasis today, and he has. But still trailing. Cook once more. Oh, he lost it. We have not had a turnover in this game, but that may have just changed.
Wow.
They pull the bodies off the pile. Who's got it down there? Detroit. First turnover, and it is a big one with 48 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Might be the last time we ever see those two face off.
Very possible. On 1st and 10, here's the play fake. Cousins underneath. And it's going to turn into a nice gain for the tight end Johnny Munt, his first catch of the day.
And the NFC North for some.
The Vikings did clip Rodgers and Green Bay week 1. Now to the outside, there's Thielen, been quiet as of late. Finally dragged out of bounds by Amani Oruwariye.
Extracurriculars going on down there between.
6 starts over the last couple of seasons when Dalvin Cook has dealt with injuries. That's been an issue in Cook's career. Back to Johnny Munt, so we didn't hear from Munt until this drive, and now he has 2 receptions, and that's another first down, a gain of 12. Jefferson down on the bottom of your screen, but it's going to be Madison. Madison slips through. Madison stays on his feet and scores. 13 games last year. Happy to have him back. They run behind him again. First down and more as Williams bounces it to the outside across the 40.
And wisely stays in bounds.
A bunch at the top of the formation. Goff over the middle, it's caught, and there is Amon-Ra St. Brown. What a huge conversion. They're going to hand it off. And now you've got a decision. You get to the 30, you can either try the field goal, but that only makes it a 6-point game. Will they do it again? Handoff, and not going to get there. A huge stop by the Minnesota Vikings defense. 3:30 left in a 3-point ball game. Cousins fakes to Madison. Cousins waits, lets it fly, complete, there's a flag. For the moment, it's Thielen out to the 45-yard line, but hold everything.
He's gotten some one-on-one opportunities.
At the top of the screen. Thielen at the bottom. 4th down and 8. Gotta have it. Incomplete. And Thielen thought there should have been a flag again.
If nothing's there, scramble up, get down.
Well, they will hand it off and eat more of that clock. Well, Wade Williams almost broke it. All the way down, a few yards shy of the marker. Kick on the way, and he pushed it wide right, just like his counterpart Greg Joseph did twice earlier from over 50 yards. 2nd down and 10. Cousins, clean pocket, and he completes it to Osborne. They're in field goal range, inside the 30. That last play at 29 yards, by the way, was the long play today for this Minnesota offense. Cousins, he's got him, touchdown, it's Osborne again, and Minnesota is in front with 45 seconds to play. So after the nice play by Kendricks, Goff back to the air, deep down the seam, caught, huge play. Reynolds is swung down at the midfield logo after a gain of 25. They got to hurry, no timeouts. Goff with pressure coming from Smith. Off his back foot, he heaves it downfield, and Metellus does pick it off. Missed the last one, got this one, and the Vikings are going to get to 2-1. Yeah, replacing a 6-time Pro Bowler and a legend here, not easy, but Metellus with a pick, Cousins down to a knee, and Minnesota with a come-from-behind win, 28-24.